Finally you're up, and I'm in Chicago. And honestly, bro, Aurora Borealis does change like that, like not as quick, but it will change.
Now it's 4 p.m. It's time to pray.
Asr prayer, also called the afternoon prayer, is the third mandatory prayer in Islam. Then after praying Asr, I remembered that I had to go get the battery that I charged at the start of the day. Then at 5 p.m. after getting my battery from the charging station, I ate my snack, which was baked bread chips. Then at 6 p.m. I looked back. I looked back at the old memories that I had. When I was a top performing student, getting top of my class, and the electricity, education,
sad.
running water in my house, and the life that I had before everything happened.
Ooh.
It's 7 p.m. It's time to pray Maghrib.
Maghrib is a prayer in Islam that we pray when the sun sets. Then at 8 p.m. after praying Maghrib,
Let
I
me
brushed my teeth.
let me
If you
bring
made it
the.
this far, you might as well drop a toothbrush emoji in the comments.
Oh my god.
It's 8:30 p.m. It's time to pray Asha.
Isha prayer is the fifth and final prayer of the day in Islam. Then at 9 p.m. Oh, I forgot to mention that at 5
Toothbrushes in the chat. Everybody drop a toothbrush in the chat.
p.m. when I came back home, I found out that unfortunately the internet cut off, which meant I could no longer connect Wi-Fi anymore. But alhamdulillah, it came back at 9 p.m. which I very much enjoyed. Then after connecting internet, I slept at 11 p.m.
That's how our daily routine looks like here in Ghaz. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below to your thoughts on this daily routine.
Okay, we have 2 more from him. Dude, this shit is so interesting. I mean, like,
Junior, I totally recommend you go to
guide to the end of the world and back.
you go see the
You know, like,
Northern Light.
this little kid deserves. He deserves to be fucking making videos about literally anything else. And what did he do wrong? What did he do to deserve this? He was born on the wrong side of a fucking line in the sand. He was born on the wrong side of a fence. That's what he did wrong. That's the crime that he was committed, you know, that has sentenced him to this life. Just unbelievable injustice. Unbelievable. And I know people are like,
Oh fuck!
we've been kind of like, you know, talking about the election a lot. We've been talking about everything, and I want everybody to really like recommit to Gaza. This genocide is still happening. It's getting worse and worse, and it will continue to get worse. We need to recommit. We need to find ways to escalate and to fight back against this.
Get in light show.
Whoever is in power, because the truth is, chat. The truth is, if we want to, we can bring Trump to his knees and have him begging us to tell him our demands. That is not hopium. That is simply the fucking truth. People power has nothing to fear.
This is custom. The water is working the next 50 hours.
And can't wait until I get a little bit higher.
Every household needs groceries. It's time to go shopping in the street.
Once I was shopping in the street, I stumbled upon a very rare fruit, an apple. Just wait to see how much 4 apples cost. Those apples were around $10, which is just insane. Then I bought some tomatoes, some onions, some cucumbers, a couple of limes, and other vegetables. Everything is really expensive.
We just got the groceries. I think there's a problem.
The problem is that we are running out of bread, and one of our main food sources is literally bread, so we cannot run out of this. So it's time to go to the public clay furnace. Let's see if this is gonna be a big
Fuck.
lie. And when I arrived to the
That was a big jump.
furnace, there was no one at the public clay furnace, so we're the first people to come. So I waited until the baker finished breaking the wood, so we can start baking our pieces of bread. So me and Yusuf are waiting for the lady to bake the bread. While we wait, we're
we're gonna do nothing. We're just
Then the baker was almost done making our pieces of bread. So I started placing our bread one by one on my tray. The baker challenged me to hold the bread literally after it came out the furnace.
okay, and it fell.
And I mean, you can't blame me for that outcome. It was literally so hot. But after all of those bread shenanigans, me and my brother Yusuf went back home with the bread.
Okay, there we go. Finally. That's the bread. Here's the bread, guys. Looks amazing. It's time to take a shower. This is going to be cold. That was really cold. Let's go fill up the water again.
Yeah, what is it? Send it.
Let's go get the battery. This right here is the battery, and this is how I use it. First things first, we put the wire here, and when I put this wire over here, this should turn on. And here we go. Got the light. And it's time to sleep. And I need to get some rest because tomorrow is gonna be a long day. So see you the next day. Good night.
The fuck, dude? This is.
So I've just woken up. And apparently I have something waiting for me at the distribution
Kid
center.
should
But
not
before we
live
do
like
that,
this.
Let's eat some breakfast. Our breakfast for today is falafel. Just look at my sandwich right over here. And of course we cannot enjoy this meal without this wonderful cup of tea. Okay, so I've just finished eating my
Okay,
falafel.
hold on. Let me do two things real quick. I need to just get the hitting on my plane right. Because I'm flying at night.
Let's open this up together.
Give me 2 seconds.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
I'll play it right now.
UNRWA aid unboxing videos.
Okay.
Dude, I fucking hate the world we live in. This place sucks.
Okay, and then we're gonna turn this then.
Then we got a lot of canned food. There's like way more inside. But if you want to see what all of this box contains,
On-
see what's on the screen right now. We got this 8 box for free, so that's something nice. I'll not be selling any of this because we need most of the things.
Yeah, so basically what I'm doing right now, Junior, is I'm learning. I'm flying instruments only, but I'm also trying a new thing that I just learned. Basically, autopilot for this thing. Because right now, my autopilot just I put the heading. And I'm like, hey, head north. And then if I want to turn right, I have to manually switch it. But I think I figure out a way that this thing will follow the flight plan that I wanted to automatically. I think I got it.
Problem. We have run out of drinking water, and we cannot run out of this. So come with
Yep.
me to fill it up.
Yo, I got a challenge for you, bro.
What?
If you don't fill up this water gallon in less than 5
So instead
minutes,
of
you'll have to
me
take
like
part
manually
in
turning left and right,
The timer starts now.
well, not manually, I'm just turning a knob.
Come on, bro.
So I'm like hit
I think he's gonna pee, so I'm
Hit.
gonna put him in the
Hit.
litter box.
000. The plane will go that way, and it will stay that way.
Come on, time's ticking. Come on, time's
But you need to make adjustments because of the wind and things like that. Now this thing will follow. It's supposed to follow this pink line
ticking.
automatically.
Clock. You did.
Let's go.
Let's go.
So I've just barely passed that challenge of filling up the water gallon in less than 5 minutes. And man, these 50
I know, Phil Argia.
time flew by so fast. And if you've made it this far, you might as well comment
The
the
kitty
Uh-oh.
uses any all pronouns, so.
cake emoji in the comments. Because my birthday was like 11 days ago.
Oh shit!
So, my mother said she has a surprise for me for the final day of these 50 hours. But before we go see it, let's go get the battery from the charging station. Whilst I'm getting my battery from the charging station, I want to clarify to you that I know that I seem joyful and smiling in the
Fuck
video.
Elon
but
Musk.
behind the
Alright,
scenes,
hold
it's
on.
not always
And
like
okay, so that was the first thing.
Also because no one would want to watch
Second
a
thing.
video of someone who's
Really need to
depressed.
go.
And also that
Really
I've
need
been surviving the
I'll
war
be right
in
back.
Gaza for the
We'll
past
see,
400
and then we'll
days,
play the
not
video.
just
I'll be
50 hours. And to be honest, the title just sounded better in my head. Okay, enough talking. Let's go see what surprise my mother prepared for me. And the surprise was that my mother made me rice and milk. And I absolutely devoured it. It was so tasty, man. I'm quite sad that it's finished. And after eating my rice and milk that was made by my lovely mother, I need to brush my teeth after all of that food. So I got my toothbrush and then brushed my teeth.
Toothbrushes in the chat. Everybody drop a toothbrush in the chat.
It's time to sleep. Technically, there's like 8 hours left in these 50 hours, but I'll be asleep around that time. So I've just successfully survived 50 hours here in Gaza. So make sure to like and subscribe and watch another one of my videos here. It's good fitness.
Why nicest in the last vlog is 15-year-old girls. What you doing right now?
We're going to the public clay furnace. Before we get there,
Guys, like you walk, you pan out.
This baker is breaking wood so he can heat up a clay furnace. He lost his job and house during the war, so this is his only source of income.
Okay.
Him and his wife take turns baking. This music.
I'm sure I'll be forgiven for this. The way things are.
Abud, how long have you been waiting?
like 10 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's valid.
Oh my god, guys, do you see that rubble?
قول ساخنة.
Yeah, I think I did it. Oh shit. Bro. This song was going very well with the video that I was watching. In fact, I'm gonna watch it like that.
I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop to look around once in a while. You could miss it. I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop to look around.
I'm watching the music video. What are you talking about?
I said it before and I'll say it again. I said it before and I'll say it again.
I came to the door, said it before. This story, all about it. Everybody's gotta learn something. I don't know why, but I keep thinking. Everybody's gotta learn something. Everybody's gotta learn.
Dude, the timing is crazy.
Sometimes you're flush and sometimes you're bust, and when you're up, it's never as good as it seems, and when you're down, you never think you're going to be up again. But life goes on. You're the creator. Anything that you want, you can build here. This is your world. Your dreams.
It's your world. Things. Yeah, dude, the samples here are crazy.
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon, for the rest of your life. What about us? Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon, for the rest of your life. What about us? All have passed. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. Tomorrow.
And I'll say it again.
Maybe not today.
Life moves pretty fast. You could miss it.
Long time. Dude, it's crazy.
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. It's been a long time. Been a long time.
Everybody's gotta learn sometime.
On my vibe. Bitch, don't kill my vibe.
Pretty fast.
I came in the door, said it before. Everybody's gotta learn sometime.
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow.
Gotta learn sometime. Everybody's gotta learn
want. Time, time, time. Ah, there's time enough at last.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I like that. Because I've done that. I remember doing that as a kid.
Their
The
joy
channel flipping.
is resistance.
Seeing
Their
if
joy
the
is
they
like
said something.
exactly
Like-
what the Zionist regime is fighting against.
If it will form a
You
sentence.
know,
Awesome.
creating, despite these conditions, is fighting back.
Oh my gosh, we're almost there.
Yeah,
What the
it does. It
fuck?
humanizes the people in there. Like these, nobody can.
Oh no,
ever
we're
say
not.
That these
We're almost
kids
there.
deserve what they're going through, or what they could experience in their in the near future. It's true. Except liberals are saying exactly that. Yeah, I mean that's true, but they need to see this kind of content, and they need to be confronted with the reality that these kids are showing us in order to like deprogram those kind of dehumanizing thoughts. Yeah. I don't know, man. I think like what they're going through is unacceptable. And we have to like keep them in our hearts.
Cheers.
Keep them in our hearts. And keep fighting for them. It's really important. Okay, let's move on. Next video is by this guy, Elliot Sang. I believe Nori suggested this video in the chat, and I thought, yeah. Let's watch it. Let's watch it.
My name's Elliot. I am a journalist by trade. I studied journalism, and I am currently, as a job, making YouTube videos with a, let's say, left-wing political view. And recently we've had something happen, haven't we, in the United States and, of course, in global politics, because anything that happens politically in the United States has huge implications for the rest of the world, most of which are constantly negative. I have put together a quick video presentation in the wake of this election to address a lot of you folks, many of whom are young, many of whom do not have a ton of comfortability or education in terms of doing political work or studying political stuff, but really for anybody, anywhere, of all ages, identities, abilities, etc., to kind of give some suggestions and encouragement for things that you can do to make the world a better place, let's say. More specifically, to fight the ongoing creep of fascism, which is being incentivized and engendered by really both political parties in the United States, but especially for the new ruling party, the Republican Party. You might be of a different political inclination than I am. That's understandable. Many people have many different political inclinations, and it might be because of your family or where you grew up, or because you heard some information that sounds quite promising, or maybe misinformation, or maybe something that's true. My goal here is just to provide you with some information, some ideas, and some encouragement, particularly with the goal of, as FD Signifier, another cool YouTuber said in a recent video, of creating dual power. Meaning we have to build systems that work for the people who are being screwed over by the system that is currently in power. Systems of governments that exist, systems of economics, etc., are founded on many people being exploited violently and having so many things taken away from them in order to feed the pockets of a few people.
All right, I know he's trying to pee somewhere.
Not an organizer, I want to make that clear.
I know she's trying to pee somewhere.
I am just a journalist, just an artist in some senses, and these are some things that I have gleaned from my own reading, my own communication with different people that I follow, people that I have relationships with, and I think a lot of you will benefit from hearing at least one or two of these things. And if at least one person or one small group of people can watch this video and think to themselves, wow, that's something cool I'm gonna check out, and can do something based on what they hear in this video to help themselves and help other people in a real way.
Yeah, let's climb to
That
15,000.
means the world to me. That's what this is really about. Otherwise, it's all just about doing your job, getting the algorithm to like you, etc. We have to pay bills after all. Okay, so this is gonna be rapid fire. Feel free to take notes or use the chapters in the description. The first one I want to mention is local politics. So a lot of the times we're engendered to
True, get involved in local politics. And that means a lot of different things, Chad. That's not just like working for a campaign or working on a city council race, although those are typically kind of good things. If you can find a good candidate, those can be good things to work on. It means, you know, like working towards building local power, being a organizer in your community, fighting, you know, building a community network that can respond to, you know, deportation attacks by ICE in your community.
to think that voting in the presidential election is basically the center of our politics. What matters the most to each person is who they support for president, what political party they most affiliate with, etc. And one of the things I'm most passionate about is dispelling that idea for people and helping people understand that what matters...
That include water district? What the fuck is water district? Huh?
is not just your vote, but in fact everything you do for
Fuck.
the rest of the time that you exist on this earth. It's not about something that you do on one day after you have a couple of really uninspiring options laid out for you. It's about what you do day by day to learn, to help other people, and to
I don't know what a water district is. I have no idea what that is.
help other people help other people. One of the things that you can do isn't even all that separate from voting for president. It has to do with voting on a local level. In the United States in particular, you have a fairly tenuous relationship between states and central government of the country, and a lot of things in terms of your quality of life and the rights that you have and the things that you can do will be determined by what state you live in, what city you live in, what county you live in many cases. So getting involved in local politics is really important. But oftentimes people online, leftists, people with floofy hair like I have, will tell you this and will not say much more than that, or they might just say, like, let me know if you've heard this one before. Organize! Exclamation mark. That I want to take at least one step beyond today and just explain to you, for instance, how much difference there is in terms of what can be achieved at the local level and what is happening at the local level in many cases, and the reality of the political establishment overall. The government of the United States has its interests to manage. That interest is to maintain an empire over which there are imperialists, emperors, etc. It's the same way empires have worked forever, okay? And there are millions and millions and millions of us, not just in this country, but really of the billions around the world, because like I said, everybody's affected by US politics, who essentially are being manipulated to act in specific ways in order to survive, with the ultimate goal of feeding the pockets of those people, let's say. And so at a local level, what happens is that
She did it! She did it! She peed! She peed in the litter box! Let's go! She peed in the litter box, chat! Let's fucking go!
much less of a direct connection with those larger entities, let's say, and that doesn't necessarily make it better or worse, but it does mean that, for instance, you can do more for a group of 50 people than you can for a group of 100.
Oh my god, I'm so happy about that.
Neighborhood than you can for your town. You can do more for your town than you can for your city, for your state, for your country, etc.
Yeah, this is true.
Not just in terms
This is true, and I say this all the time. Your vote in electoral, like, if your opinion on electoralism is that, like, you know, nobody cares, or like your you know, your vote doesn't matter, it matters exponentially more in local city races. And that's just your vote, right? If you actually like work and fight towards, like, if you like knock doors if you donate to a local campaign, all of these things are critical. Like, you are making a huge fucking difference in how your city is run. Huge, especially if you live in like a big blue metropolitan area. Like for example, in LA, donations in LA, if you're an LA resident, like if you donate to a local LA city race, the city matches your donation 6x. It's even more in New York City. You know, so if you donate just $100 to a local city race, that's $600 on top of your $100 donation that campaign can use. That's fucking huge.
In terms of like purely fetishizing local politics, but in terms of saying, hey, the first things that are
Klutzy Peppers says it's the where'd it go? It's the entity that manages water resources, not necessarily water treatment. One of the water districts near me recently took control of a hot spring that has cultural significance to the indigenous people here and sold it to developers who destroyed it to create a resort. It's important to know who's in charge and change it when needed. Oh, yeah, totally. I agree 100%. That's crazy. I actually never even heard of that. So you're educating me, chat. Thank you.
are available. And often the things that you'll have the most say on are the ones that are smaller. And yet those smaller steps are often ignored by us. We often look at those things as unimportant. Honestly, we're educated to think that way. We're educated to think that by doing something that is small potatoes, quote unquote, that we're not really contributing to a real change in the world. But for me, as far as my understanding of history, as I've studied it very remedially, it seems to me that small steps build up into big steps. And so, for example, the state of Missouri in this past presidential election elected a Republican, right-wing governor and voted for the Republican presidential candidate, Donald Trump. And yet, people within the state voted for fairly left-wing changes, one might say. Derek Purnell, I'm going to quote for this tweet, mentions how Missouri went red for president and governor, mentions how on the ground organizing was able to codify abortion, win paid sick leave, and get a $15 minimum wage. And she shouts,
Yep. Just look to Missouri. If you don't think progressive policy wins in red states, look at Missouri, who voted for Trump by an incredible margin, but also approved a fuckload of progressive ballot measures that the right wing was really, really fighting hard to defeat. You know, like, these are winning policies.
Dude, what the fuck?
These are winning policies.
Out this organizer, Kayla Reed, who is an executive director of Action.
Oh my
St.
God, I
So
see
wanna
nothing.
shout that organizer and that organization out for contributing to those efforts. And these are the kinds of things that you can get involved with in your state level, in your city. There are these action networks, there are these organizations that mobilize in all types of ways, in ways that I certainly cannot be able to summate for you. But that goes to show that in that state, if you live there, there are huge changes potentially that are happening in your life in terms of how you can live in that state. And they're not happening just off of the presidential election. So sorry for being a bit long.
Is ranked choice good or bad for us, though?
Great.
Oh, because you're saying that because the ranked choice initiative in Missouri? I think ranked choice is good. Yeah, I think it's definitely good. That lost. But I think that lost in Missouri. It was like a lot more complicated because they also like, so basically in Missouri, the ballot initiative you're talking about was make ranked choice voting illegal in the Missouri Constitution, and also make it illegal for immigrants to vote in presidential elections. Now you might be thinking it's already illegal for immigrants to vote in presidential elections, and you're right. You're right. So why was that on the ballot? Why was that in the language for that initiative? The answer is obvious. You know, they pinholed this very, very harmful and terrible, like shit ass, you know, ballot measure, and they paired it with the anti-immigration sentiment that they knew wins. Like they knew that people were going to the voting booth to vote for Trump.
winded there. I guess that's a theme here. But I think that helps demonstrate not only just like some of the things that local politics do and how many times local politics create pretty significant small scale wins for people, but also some steps you can take, contacting people, looking